Ready, set, launch the Draco Meteors, Fidgety. So, this is BKCPL Week 2, most notably. And this is DPP OU plus Salamence. Now, Fidgety is probably like one of the top 2 or top 3, if not the top DPP for this tour. They were around playing the tier back when Meance was actually in it. They are very up to date. They're very active. They remind me a lot of Ciatom, but for DPP. And they're just solid. They're a very good builder and a good player. Now, Bynum, I don't know anything about. I barely know anything about the DPP pool. I just know that Fidgety is good. Now, I do know when I see Fidgety leading Latios, it's gonna be bulky, modest specs. Bulky enough to live Crunch Tar. Scarf Crunch Tar. And switching out Skarmory for the Strawberry Blonde probably is in fear of an electric move. But what this laddie does is it clicks Draco at a steal and does 48%. This is definitely some kind of bulk on the Metagross, otherwise it'd be taking even more, because I believe, like, special defense, like, especially defensive Jirachi takes, like, 40. So, Empoleon coming in to absorb potential Meteor Mash meets Swampert. I see the pivot idea of Meteor Mash on Emp, and then maybe EQ on Gara to get Gara in for free without taking any damage. But now you've gotten Gara in on the Pert, which is pretty great. You can DD here, I believe. Or if you're banned, you click a good move. That might be banned. Or it might not. I think that's a Scarf Rotom, which is kind of not bulky. Protect Scouting the Flygon, likely Scarf Flygons. EQ, and going to play around it as such. Fidgety could be bluffing that it's Scarf Gone, and it actually be mixed, which would be kind of funny. Rocks on the Pert, making it so that Gara's gonna... Yeah, it is not banded. It is just a Scarf Rotom, because those things are not bulky. They need max HP, max defense to really show their bulk. And Gyara into Skarm is just a free whirl, like you whirlwind out here. Well, that's kind of scary. Meance comes in on a second DD, and it's DD Outrage, most notably used to get through Latios in current OU, but it also kind of owns Salamence. But DD Ice Fang would also do a similar trick. Now, of course, once you're outraging, Skarm comes in, gets the freest whirlwind ever, and it's Gliscor. This is a nice-looking team from Fidgety. The Salamence looks like the main breaker on Bynum's side, and it's kind of gone. The Swampert died after rocks, if there were rocks on the field, but there's not. It just explodes. Wow, Modest Latios is broken. There is a Tar that is going to not pursuit the Lati. It's going to DD. It's going to crunch into Rachi. And stay in to get Iron Head flinched? No, okay, it doesn't get flinched. Maybe it that just felt weird to me. It's like you're going to pursuit the Lati there. But you didn't. Because the Lati should survive, like, barely. Test. Oh, that's bizarre. Huh. My mic was set to muted this whole time. And it, in fact, was still recording. That's rather fancy. Regardless, the Strawberry Blonde just clicked boom into the Emp, and it lives. The Emp did nothing except click rocks. It was a bulky Emp, which is kind of cool. And Gliscor is letting Skarm in for free. This team doesn't really care about spikes. It's got 4 immunes. But it does not like rocks. Well, Gara does not like rocks. Lottie coming in, dropping the Draco. Just something was going to die there. And just like Fidgety they just were always in the lead. As soon as they outraged the man of Metropolis, the Superman, they were so far ahead because they had already gotten great chip on the Rotom. Tar, like, they kill that. Sure, the Scarm can only whirlwind them out. Doesn't even seem like they had anything. Like, because the Gara was at +2 speed. The Scarf Rotom, which is what this team relies on to revenge kill Gara, just couldn't come in because it would die to Outrage because of the previous waterfall onto it. Then, so you're forced to go into Scarm, you Whirlwind, and then eventually, eventually Laddie comes in, position to click Draco, gets it on the Swampert, doing 92, like 98, I believe, 96. It was a ridiculous number. 94, I believe. And yeah, just Draco's again. Bynum accepts the Swampert dying, goes to Tar, but doesn't pursue it. When a Lottie is at -4, you pursued it. That way you can ensure it's dropped and doesn't get to Draco something else later. And yeah, this just all fell apart for Bynum. The Rotom's Shadow Balling, Gara's Dragon Dancing. That was maybe a misplay from Fidgety because the Gara didn't outspeed, but it doesn't really matter because Scarm can't kill the Gliscor. It's an SD's Gliscor, too. Like, what do you do against this thing? It's gonna just, like, Ice Fang you into pathetically forever. You can keep Whirlwinding, but Flygon has Fire Punch too, and it burns. This is just insult to injury. The Scarm will eventually get grinded down. Yeah. Thanks for watching.